So today we are learning past perfect continuous tense in English. Past perfect continuous tense. How do we use? What is the structure? Now, he had been learning, L-E-A-R, learning English. He had been learning English. Now this is the structure. What? Subject plus had been plus learning. Okay, he had been learning English. So you can change the subject, but you should use compulsorily had been. Verb can also be changed. Okay, so present participle V1 plus ing plus subject can be changed and with the help of had been. Okay, so that's how the structure looks. And where do we use this particular tense, past perfect continuous tense? Firstly, we use them for duration. Okay, we use past perfect continuous tenses for duration. Secondly, to emphasize. Emphasize what? To emphasize time. Okay, emphasize time. Thirdly, you also use past perfect continuous tense to say repeated action. To say what? Repeated actions. And fourthly, for cause. If you would like to mention the cause, you can use past perfect continuous tense. Let us learn with examples quickly. For duration, what could be the example? Okay, students, or they had been studying. They had been studying. They had been studying. Studying how much time? What is the duration? Okay, for hours. We don't need even to mention time, but duration for hours. They had been studying for hours before the exam began. Before the exam began. See, this is in simple past tense, before the exam began. There should be always two actions to correlate. They had been studying for hours before the exam began. So we are mentioning, particularly giving preference to for hours, duration. So here preference is important. And here emphasizing time, the same thing but in different way. We had been waiting. We had been. This is for emphasizing time. We had been waiting for over an hour. For over an hour before the train arrived. Before the train arrived. Before the train arrived. See this example, we had been waiting for over an hour before the train arrived. This is emphasizing time. Which time? For over an hour is what the preference here. The speaker wants listener to understand clearly that patiently he had been waiting for over an hour. That is the emphasis here. Okay, so context is very important. If you understand deeply, it's not about duration and emphasis. Exactly what is the context and what is the speaker trying to emphasize or give preference to what. So here duration, here the emphasis of time. Okay, now what is repeated action? So what is repeated action? Now some action you had been doing every day before some result took place. Now for example, I had been calling him before he finally answered. Before he finally answered. Answered what? Answered my phone. I had been calling him every day. I had been calling every day before he finally answered. Now that it comes under repeated action that had taken place every day. Okay, I had been calling every day. And now the fourth one is to express cause. Past perfect continuous tense also expresses cause. Now for example, I was tired. I was tired. Why? What is the cause? Because I had been, why? I had been running. I was tired because I had been running. So the cause of this tiredness was running. So that's how we give preference to cause here, we give preference to the repeated action, use every day. That is what. So here emphasis, here duration. So this is all about past perfect continuous tense. If you would like to listen twice, you can listen to it to understand better, so that you can also practice other examples along with them.